Welcome to Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Arael Morocco. The ACIO has a long history of helping humanity from the deep recesses of time. This is the first time the ACIO has become available to the public, aside from an earlier visitation by their 15th Division, the Wingmakers. Peter the Insider, originally from Slovakia, is the director of their 12th Division, and Jessica Arael Morocco is in Cicada 3301, their 6th Division. Together, they provide intel, insights on current events, a deeper perspective on aliens and UFOs, super soldier missions with Unit 374 and the Merge, and news relevant for disclosure. Don't forget to subscribe to keep updated with our latest intel and post any questions and comments below.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today on Disclosures. So we're here joined with Peter the Insider, and we're going to get some updates today regarding what's been going on, and maybe some updates regarding Shah House, and maybe some other missions and things that have been happening. So let's get ready and get started. Hey Peter, how you doing?
So in first things first, I want to say hello to you, Jessica, and to all of our regular and maybe not so regular listeners. So I was thinking about so many stuff what happened, let's say, in last few days, not few weeks. And the stuff is, I was like, what the heck? What the heck should we do? Do you know what I'm trying to say? And why in the world not? I was just thinking, you know. The situation is, we captured, the first things first, we captured, okay, had a show. What are your thoughts about this?
No, that's good, because it's been a runaway train. You know, there's one problem after another problem after another. And so we're not saying that the actor, the one that everyone sees out there, is, you know, you're going to notice that she's not around or anything like that. The entity that has been using her vessel, her body, has been captured. And
let's say more say vessel than body.
Yeah, so this was a big win for us, because this being could just show up out of nowhere and has caused problems and chaos throughout the world. You know, everyone's like, well, you know, this frail woman did all this damage. No, this is an astral being that had pretty much taken and provided a lot of dominance throughout not just the Commonwealth, but throughout the entire planet. And it's, you know, affected a lot of people. So, and not to mention, Peter, that she had targeted you for quite some time in particular. And I just noticed that Janet Shah, who's another entity that likes to move through Taylor Swift, that she also
what I call, yeah, because pretty much that's the problem. So many people are having problem to, let's say, to, I don't know, to understand or to believe and what so forth, to believe all the situation. And it's like, what the heck? What the heck? They are doing crazy crap to the people because, hey, and you are having plenty, I mean, multiple situations like, yeah, this and that, and do you know what I'm trying to say? And it's like, what the heck? What the heck should we do, Jesus Christ? They don't believe that.
We're gonna take a look at this. We're gonna go into information about Shah House so people can see and get a review of some of the negativity that they've contributed to our reality. And so what we're doing is real. You know, we're talking about situations that are very, very authentic and have been happening. There's no denial regarding the activity. And so there should be a minimal bit of activity happening after, some of these are captured. And, it's just like there's the residual effect of
that is the main
Monarch
part of the problem. Residual effects are the main part of my problem, let's say problems of my concerns, because they still can do crazy crap. Do you know what I mean? If we like it or not, that's true. Am I right?
Just like, yeah, exactly. Here's one example. We kind of were gaining some leverage with the shadow group, and then out of nowhere, one that we never talked about, Makarov, then launched something at us that quick. So,
oh my God, that was, and I was like, holy crap, they will start a new war. It is like we are calling it total war, aka World War III, and I was like, holy crap, please, hell no. And they already launched the missiles, and we were improvising. I was like, hey, stop, guys, I like the stuff. I was like, and I was like, what? You know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy. And
yeah.
It was like he was captured for I don't know how many years, and then terrorist organization, they how can I say it, fakely organized and so forth. It was a setup for more than 7 almost for 80 years, and it was like 3-4 days, 5 days at the most. And I was like, what the heck, this guy is out for I don't know, like 3-4 days, maybe 5 at the most. And they caused so much damage, because that's the stuff. They are that highly organized because they are using dark web, deep net. And I was like, holy crap. I was like, nah, I don't believe that. I don't like this whole situation. Oh my God, that's so crazy.
When people are locked up 7-8 years, they have a lot to plan and think about, so they have all that time to really get their plan together. So as soon as he's out, that's exactly what he knew to do. And so as we're working on some of these corporations, and then there's someone that you didn't think about that's in the background that will attack.
Jessica, sorry for interrupting you. I was like, nah, he's locked up. Nah, he will never get out. And I was like, what? That was crazy. Yeah. Oh my God. I was like, nah, I don't like the whole situation. Sorry, I'm just that was crazy. You remembered the situation, right?
Oh yeah, I remembered because I had to run out and get some survival equipment in order to be prepared for whatever else was going to happen, and it literally came within like a couple of days, and I was ready to go, and I still have it, like chargers and radios and all that, and money that I, had put aside for something else, but, that was a priority. And so, it's one of those things, just jumping into survival mode at the moment. And fortunately, the ACIO was able to resolve it. And there were...
That is the reason, just by the way, that is the main reason that nobody is believing me. It's like, nah, nothing like that will ever happen. Hey, guys.
You fix it. You fix it before it happens.
But it was like, I even don't want to try to believe or what so forth, which kind of crazy crap we did in order to prevent that. It was crazy. You know what I mean? And I mean it for real, okay? Really crazy.
Yeah.
My God.
So I'm grateful that that didn't happen. So I know it doesn't prove anything to the public, but you know what? I really don't care. I'm glad that we didn't have to go through it. So, but here's the Shah House. Shah House is neither a company or a corporation, but rather a family-based club for highly prominent members of society. They have a wide variety of illegal businesses, activities around the world, which include human trafficking for prostitution, slavery, human organ harvesting. They also sell valuable intel from various intelligence services and the latest generation cutting edge weapons from the black market. This is of itself poses a tremendous risk to the rest of the world, and as it could very well bring forth a global warfare and conflict to a terrifying new level. So this family could create a huge world war. Recently,
let's say I will tell you something, okay? It is not just like that. Let's go. How can I say it? Let's not use like that. Nah. Let's say not just like that. Let's say total war. And I was like, and so many people are like, oh, and what does it mean, total war? And that's it. Total war means World War III. sorry, I'm just.
So yeah, but meanwhile, they've got their hands in all of the activities, the trafficking, the slavery, the harvesting, and then of course they have their own intelligence services. So aside from, the alphabet groups, these people have their own, they don't rely on, they probably collaborate if it benefits them. So recently, the youngest member of the generation has taken control of the entire organization and has continued the downward spiral towards more chaos, cruelty, and instability. The entire house is tearing itself apart from the inside out and brings to question why this group has gone unpunished for so long. The reason why they remain untouched is because they have contacts with all major royal families, worldwide leadership, the richest and the most powerful clans of businessmen, the secret societies such as Bilderberg, Illuminati, Lioness, P2, Rotarians, Club of Rome, Wetton Group, Zionists,
and just by the way, sorry for interrupting you. I'm just saying, and that's the problem. Just by the way, that's the problem. This situation is crazy.
Yeah.
This situation is crazy.
So here's some soft disclosure references to Shah House have been made in the film Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
And it kind of explains how that they can just conduct business however they like and not have to answer to anybody. And also, this one is more like a cyberpunk, but it is called Watch Dogs.
Give me a second. They are doing crazy crap. If you like it or not, they are doing all of those crazy crap. If you like it or not.
When is this supposed to take place? When is Watch Dogs supposed to be in the future?
I don't know, to be perfectly honest. I don't know.
Or is it like in a parallel?
It looks more some sort of separate-ish world and so forth,
So like a parallel somewhere that it's kind of influencing what's happening here?
Yeah, you are right. Yeah, you are right.
So getting back to this, there's more to this. I mean, we have, 2 paragraphs related to the topic, but we've got multiple shows regarding Shah House and some of their activities. And also they have this very, very huge house. I know they've pulled me into it a couple times where they're doing this prostitution. There have been people that have contacted me and seeing the harvesting part of it. And of course, slavery. We know slavery is something that's not supposed to be here in any reality.
Any kind of slavery, just by the way. That's right. Kind of slavery. Oh my, I hate that. I hate that.
I know. Yeah. but there's also this global slavery that I know people get excited when they hear about, there's these grids around the earth and it's organic and, whether it comes from a certain species or something like that. If you ever hear anyone talking about a grid around the earth, then you need to take a look at Mobius. That's if someone says there's a grid around the earth, it's electronic grid or whatever, that is Mobius every time. Right, Peter?
Yeah, you are goddamn right. People, I think from my point of view, okay, I think people don't quite realize / comprehend the whole meaning of it, or I don't know how can I say it. I don't know what I mean. It's sometimes it's so crazy, geez. I know, man.
Well, Mobius, they have been around for about 4,000 years, and
yeah,
so they're
pretty much something like that. Yeah.
So there's people that I know that will spend hours and hours trying to disclose and reveal everything that's happening, and then someone comes along from Mobius, and they're agreeing with them. They're going along with it. They're saying this is interesting, this is great, and that's making it so fun.
Somebody's saying that it is great. Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Because they think it's interesting, or they think it's organic, or they think this is supposed to be there, and now you're hooked, and you are under the thumb of Mobius. So you might have been free, but by consenting to some of these activities, you now fall under their control system. So we talked about slavery earlier. That's slavery. This entire planet being surrounded by any type of grid that is not supposed to be here, even if, it's some kind of animal or a creature or anything like that. It's not supposed to be here. So that's something, that people need to be careful about.
Yeah, and I mean, goddamn careful. Do you know what I mean, right?
The ACIO confirmed that humanity was able to disconnect from the artificial matrix reality created by Mobius in April 26, 2020. But people, remember, they're not going to give up. They're looking for others to reconnect in to their network. So
I will tell you why. Because they are, quotes in quotes, relying on residual effects of the matrix, let's say old matrix. It is because, look, this is another problem for, quotes in quotes, old world order and new world order. That's the reason so many people hate, I hate new world order and all kind of the situation. But no, it is not just like that, okay? Because new world order is not something really bad. It is term, and it is like if somebody is working, and I will say it loud, CIA or Mossad or something like that. Let's say they are intelligence services, okay? Or if you have MI5, MI6, pretty much secret intelligence service, and they've got in UK and they've got divisions, okay? Hey guys,
yeah. They
are just, let's say, jobs. I mean, workplace and their agents, and they've got army top class army units and so forth. And that's the stuff, okay? It is like, if it is ethical, if it is fine with your mind, with your mindset, okay, that's matter of discussion, okay? But it is just a job. Do you know what I'm trying to say? There are always where they are, and there always will be people, they don't have any problem to do such a kind of job, okay? That's it. And as so many secret services are demonized or something like that, or I don't know, being in special elite army units that, oh my god, this drill is and training course, it is crazy, it is cruel and all the situation. Hey, it is just a job, okay? So many people are demonizing the term New World Order, okay? And that's not true. It is not true, okay? It is another way how world should, and how can I say it, not work, but pretty much like how it should be structured and all kind of the situation, and that's the problem. Why in the world it is so demonized just because so many lies and misinterpretations were spread all over the people, and especially once internet started to be widespread, I mean worldwide spread all over the place and all kind of the stuff. And why so many people, those people, they are those, I don't know, like Zionists, Illuminatis, do you know what I mean, and Freemasons and Bilderbergs and all kind of the stuff. And they even don't try to get, not, let's say, fake New World Order, okay? And don't try to make some research on their own, okay? And try to guess like, and what if this is not as it is presented? Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm just saying. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, I was just getting, I mean, I was sidetracking. Sorry for that.
It's okay. I mean, it's a contrast of what are we to expect with something that is our true order of things. You know, what is the true way that it should be? Should be freedom, levels of freedom, but also levels of consciousness where people are not quick to want to take or remove or harm anyone that hasn't done anything to them. You know, some of these things that are activated by these behaviors are activated by the corporations. People have been heavily MyLabbed. And so some of that should be evident where you see people are naturally more harmonious and have a better understanding of one another. And
yes, you are right. You are right.
So that kind of thing. And also the less of the government being micromanaging every facet of every thought, of everything, of every type of food, of every location of where a person lives and how far they can drive. All of that stuff should not be in non-existence.
Sorry for interrupting you, Jessica, but why in the world should we not say it loudly? We are talking about 15-minute cities. It's almost like, what the heck? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, yes, it is applicable like in certain places, in certain regions of the world and all kind of the situation, but what? It doesn't make any sense. You know, not all the cities shouldn't just be 15-minute cities. Give me a second. I will be good. It will be great if you can make, give me a second, if you can make 15-minute cities, but okay, but it is, let's say, simply not able to realize. It's like, no, this doesn't make any sense. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So
yeah, like maybe there was some kind of ideology behind it, and I know that I've heard of people say, why don't we make an area like I think there was like cult groups that have done this in the past, and I think, believe it or not, they might have been the role model for it, because they wanted to be.
Second. I believe you 100%. I believe you. Yeah.
Yeah. So they maybe they wanted to be super green, you know, and they didn't want any vehicles, or they just want bikes or something very basic, and then they wanted to create an environment where you don't have to travel too far to go to work. You know, so they put everything in that one little location, and then everyone has their job, and there have been some success for people that, you know, they're very rural. They have their own farming, they're self-sustaining and that sort of thing, and it worked out well.
Just by the way, self-sustainability, at least from my point of view, okay, it's good, but it's worth tremendous amount of time, effort, energy from the people, and you are goddamn exhausted and all kind of the, you know what I'm trying to say.
It's a lot of work, but some people want that, and that's their choice, as opposed to people that are being forced into a scenario where their job isn't in the city. They still have to travel, but they're not allowed to leave the city because it's beyond 15 minutes, so they lose their job. They have relatives in another state. They can't travel to that state to go visit. You know, that here again, that's a prison. You know, you're imprisoning an individual from being able to interact in their daily course of life, and being able to be in contact with family, friends, and also be able to support themselves. So that's an infringement on a person's rights and freedoms, and that's only a part of the reason why it's a violation on a human level. But there could be concept cities that incorporate something where people want to be a part of something, and there, you know, it's communal gardens. There's ways that they have an exchange, a financial exchange that doesn't include money. They some kind of bartering system. If people want to live like that, they should have places for people that want to live that way. But neither group should impose an entire compliance to one.
Yeah, you are right. It doesn't make any sense for me neither. Yeah.
Right. It's funny that this evil within too, that's part of Mobius, and they're the ones that are in control of the grid. You can see immediately what there's wires around his face. This is a control system. This is a group that wants to control. They want to control every facet. Mobius is very dangerous, and they've time traveled into the past and the future, 4,000 years in the past. They're very, very visible. So this is something that we need to look at. And there was actually, I don't know how to do this without.
Because give me a second. But they made perfect copy. This is very important, okay? Because they made perfect copy of the wedding ring from sorry, this need to wait it 1 2 3, because they made a perfect copy from tissue sorry, this need to wait it, sorry guys, because they made perfect copy from a wedding ring of Tissue Princess, and Tissue Princess wedding ring is like, what the heck? Nah, it's just a ring. No, guys. It's not just quotes in quotes wedding ring. It's time traveling ring without any limitation. So no 20 and back, no nothing. But they pretty much crashed the limit because I don't want to fool you, but it was in I don't want to fool you, in either late 40s or early 50s. It was something like that, and they wanted to get as far back as it was possible, and they were just, do you know what I mean, just stretch it, and they believed that they will be, I don't know, like seeing just apes or something like that, you know. And then they ended up somehow, okay, in approximately, because we in ACIO are not able to 100% determine the exact date or year or something like that. Approximately 2000 years before Christ, before, you know, our years of count, you know. And I was like, I mean, give me a second. I know it for sure. It is 1949 because it was RDS-1 year. RDS-1 was the very first Soviet Union atomic bomb. It was pretty much the perfect copy of Little Boy. Just by the way, you know. The little boy was the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima, just by the way. You know. Yeah, it was this year, 1949. Yeah, it was like, okay, like a little boy here. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
Well, that's interesting. And here I'm going to sidetrack a bit. There's been these weird bombs that are coming up, and I have a few things I want to share with you. This guy right here looked like Ruvik to me.
Absolutely, you are right. Yeah.
Democrat who was running for congressional office. His name is Nate McMurray. And I was watching him and I'm like, what is going on? This guy looks familiar to me.
Give me a second, because I will tell you, because they are, how can I say it? They are not even trying to hide themselves anymore. No. This is just like that.
Is getting involved with politics
and
in the US.
So many people don't believe that, but I'm like, what? Why in the world you don't get it once it is so obvious? They don't believe that.
So here is a picture of Ruvik. So people can see that usually you see him wearing that kind of like a hooded outfit, and that's him right there, and you can see it.
Yeah.
So Ruvik,
poor guy. Poor guy, because he wasn't bad at all. Okay, he was just let's say he become victim of the my labs, and it's like, nah, this is so bad. Nah, I don't like that.
So what do you think his plan? What's his plan? You know what he said in one of the interviews? He says there are more of us than them. Like, in other words, regarding I think he was promoting Biden, and he said there's more of us than them regarding Trump. We've already won, something to that effect.
What? This is,
yeah.
Is, oh my, but this is crazy. Oh my.
So then, like you said, then that's the confirmation. As soon as I saw him, I recognized him. And but people might, it's funny because people say, oh, it doesn't look exactly like them. I know it doesn't look exactly like them, but there's the essence, and I can recognize the soul signature. So this is where I think people are getting tripped up, and I don't blame you. You don't see it the way I see it, but that's part of identifying certain individuals. I can see their soul signature, or their signature. I'll say it like that because not everything has a soul as we understand it.
Just by the way, this is very important. Just by the way. Sorry.
Yeah. These things are, I don't know what you would call it, kind of like, here again, astral beings, because obviously the soul was taken out through the trauma. The soul gets released or leaves the body because the trauma is so great. So then it takes over the physical body.
A second. It is pretty much something like panda-eyed children, because what they've been through. I mean, but give me a second. Physically and all kind of the stuff. You mean?
Yeah, those poor children. Then they exit. Well, that's why the Monarch kids. A lot of them are from entities or even other beings. Like we have these people from other realities here. People from other realities here because of the trauma that they went through.
Oh,
and that's what's really hard. Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing. There was also I was collecting a bunch of images I want to share with you.
Okay.
So here is something that just happened on New Smyrna Beach explosion, and it is a mushroom cloud.
Aye.
Okay.
Why in the world I am not surprised? That's my question. And I mean it for real. Why in the world I am not surprised?
And the news didn't cover it. They completely ignored that it happened. They were like, is this a fire? Is this they heard an explosion?
Just by the way, you don't know, if you don't know, the TikTok is banned. It is
TikTok
absolutely
is
crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Czech YouTuber Adam Jicha, you know, commonly known as Roodvelden. He's got some sort of nickname or alias on YouTube. It was so weird that pretty much US president signed the latest, let's say, pack of helps, or let's say helping for Ukraine and Israel. I don't know, like weaponry, ammunition, specific stuff, you know, for the war, and somehow, just on the very bottom, you know, those kind of quotes in quotes, small letters, it was just, we are banning TikTok in US. Let's say the situation is TikTok wasn't banned technically. I don't know what is the name of original Chinese company who owned TikTok, who is owning the TikTok, but the stuff is like, okay guys, TikTok with K, yeah, I don't know, ByteDance, okay, so pretty much either they will sell the whole company to some American owner. That means American IT concern. So I don't know, it can be maybe Meta, aka Facebook. It can be, I don't know, Alphabet, aka Google. It can be, I don't know, maybe Microsoft. Who the hell knows? It can be Apple.
Whoever's the bidder.
Whoever,
Yeah, whoever.
Amazon, with so forth, you know. But that happened. They've got 9 months to do so, because long story short, what is happening, okay, they are suspicious that company, this ByteDance, are collecting the data of its users and just sending them to Chinese government. But that's the problem. They don't have any proof that they are doing it. I don't want to say yes or no. I'm just saying what happened like yesterday or 2 days ago, just by the way. So it is absolutely crazy and it doesn't make any sense. Okay, it was a huge pack of military, or let's say war-ish help for Ukraine and for Israel, okay, for billions, let's say, I don't want to say billions, in total it was dozens of billions, because like 2, 3, 5 billions. No, forget a very good and honest and let's say crime-free people. No, forget that. I am working in military for more than 35 years, and if you make a bill for 2, 3, or maybe 5 billions, nah, it is bullshit. Okay, and I will not watch my language. For example, if you make bill for 2 billions, it is at least 5 to 7 times bigger. Believe me. I know how it works in military, okay? So they made this huge bill, and somehow in the very bottom of it, we are banning TikTok. What means? It is like, what does it mean? They are just banned TikTok for the people in US. That will be not a big deal. If both major companies are not American. What means Apple is American, App Store is American. Do you know what I mean? And Alphabet, aka Google, and Play Store is American too. What basically means it will be illegal to have the application on official list of applications, and it will be crazy illegal, just by the way, to provide actualizations on it and all kind of the stuff. This is it. It is not like for good, okay? They've got 9 months to sell it, but it is, let's say, the CEO of, can we go up? It is ByteDance, or I don't know what is the...
ByteDance, yeah.
ByteDance, yeah. So CEO of ByteDance said, do you know what, guys? Never. We will not sell our company. And I think it will be lawsuits over it. I think it will be lawsuits. Just by the way, from my point of view, it will be lawsuits, like crazy lawsuits, believe me. Because, just by the way, exclusively for United States people, I mean, for people from US, they invested, this ByteDance company, tremendous amounts of money for servers, and they guaranteed that all of the data about American users, I mean people from US, is like approximately 170, 180 millions of them in US. They will stay in US, on US soil pretty much forever. Okay, that's it. The physical servers with hard drive disks and all kind of the stuff, you know, because they have this kind of problem with, this is it, not, I don't know, because Alphabet, aka Google, just say, or Apple say something, or said something. Nah, because American government say, and that's it. So they pretty much fulfill what they said. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And now they are saying, we still don't believe you. Bye-bye, guys. Nah, we don't believe you. You should close the app. Either close the app or sell app to company or tech corporation. It has US origin, let's say that way.
Yeah,
and this is crazy. Give me a second. I don't want to say it is good or bad. I don't want to say it is controversial. From my point of view, what is controversial? A huge pack of military aid both to Ukraine and to Israel, for both of those countries. And then just tiny little small, do you know what I mean? You have long list, super long list. Like for parts, I don't know the counts of either kind of weaponry stuff, ammunition, everything, you have it, okay? Counts and all kind of the everything, like, do you know what I'm trying to say? When and where it should be delivered, everything you have, right? And then in the very bottom of it, I was like, what does it mean? Is it fair? What that mean? I was like, I was in shock, to be perfectly honest. I mean, from my point of view, TikTok is dangerous. because it has very, let's say, very well made algorithm, okay? And to be honest, it is very unfair to non-Chinese users, because let's say, I will tell you how it is in Chinese, okay? Don chun. I can speak Mandarin, so it is written that crazy. I mean, it is not very well written in Latin, but it is Don chun, right? I will tell you what is crazy. Outside China, TikTok as application is absolutely different. It is making you pretty much just scrolling and doing crazy stuff. And how many percentage of, let's say, educational content is inside? Minimum. Donchun in China, for example, if your 3, 4, 5 years old child will open TikTok, inside China, it's Donchun. It has educational content. Outside China, it is TikTok, and it is absolutely crazy. So, from my point of view, it will be fair if TikTok will just stop, because so many people are pretty much addictive on TikTok. It is a drug. I don't want to say, give me a second. I don't want to say this social media itself, but very bad content, what it is posted on it in the first place, and in the second place, extremely good AI created algorithm. It is the best, the most perfect AI created algorithm I ever saw. And I was like, hey, stop! I want to see something. I mean, something good. And I just wiped it out, and it was crazy. Once I want to see something, I don't know, for example, okay, history of, because I am from Slovakia, okay, and it's a very small country in the middle, let's say mid-eastern Europe, and till certain centuries we were under influence of Osman Empire. Now it is Turkey, right? And it was like, I just want to see some sort of history of, and it wasn't Slovakia, it was Hungarian Empire and all kind of the stuff. It was crazy. Just go for educational stuff. History of Europe, for example, it was so crazy. It took me not hours, it took me days. It took me, I don't know, like, it took me, I don't want to say full day, okay? But each day I scrolled 6 to 8 hours. Of course, not day, but I don't know, like 2-3 days per week. And it took me almost 3 weeks, almost 1 month to get it. And I talked about this stuff, and people inside China, they are living in China, and they are using Dongchun, aka Chinese version of TikTok. They don't believe me, and I was like, wow. Right. And they made keywords in search bar. It took less than 20 minutes. In 2.5 to 3 minutes, they get them history, They get them like history of Europe and all kind of stuff. And what the heck, did they have any chance to get where the heck is Slovakia? And do you know what I mean? All kind of the stuff. And
yeah,
and they get it after 15 or 18 minutes. And that's the problem for me. So problem for me is not the, let's call it social media itself, but the content what is posted there. And I will tell you why I am talking about this for that kind of long of time. Because this is type of mind control, I will tell you, of Monarch.
Mm-hmm.
This is next generation type of mind control of Monarch.
They're grooming and molding the culture.
Yes.
They're telling people what is good, what is bad.
But give me a second. And I will not watch my language. The shittiest content in the world, and they are saying that is elite. And I was like, what? You know, like those influencers, no matter if we are talking about the young, I don't want to say women, but girls like from 15, 16 and all kind of the stuff, or boys. And I'm like, what? This is elite? And I was like, nah. Do you know what is elite? And I was just laughing. I will go you to a training course, to a drill for an army. That is elite.
Yeah,
they will die. They will die.
Yeah.
Sorry,
they're trying to redefine what it is. Yeah, they're trying to redefine everything. It's even things that don't make any sense. So it creates this huge generational rift, and then it's conforming to what those people that run that corporation want to do to the United States or English-speaking communities, and it's dumbing people down. And people say, well, it's fun, I like it, it's entertaining. Of course, you know, at this point, you know, you're the shock factor is gone, and so you're just like, but it's mesmerizing, and people don't even realize that they're conforming to things that they probably wouldn't naturally conform to. So is it 100% bad? I don't think so. But, you know, a lot of that environment, the TikTok environment, has gotten into the super soldier environment in a lot of ways too, Peter, right?
If you like it or not, you are very right.
Yeah. So
no, you nailed it. You literally nailed it. Okay, you nailed it.
I mean, without that environment and that influence, the super soldiers, I think, would be more level-headed, more grounded, more honest or truthful about certain things. I think we'd have a better group that we're working with. It distorted people, what they're seeing, what they feel that they know, and changed the environment. People say, well, you know, you guys are being negative or whatever. No, we're being truthful, because it's not going to sustain it. It's built on sand. It's the way that they're doing things is not, it's very trendy, and it's appealing just like influencers appeal. But in the long run, it's not built on anything substantial. There's no truth. That is the basis of it, because, you know, when you're in this in influencer reality, it's a fantasy. It's fabricating your name, fabricating what you look like, using filters, using all sorts of artificial things, and artificial memories, artificial, or taking from other people, which also is something that they feel is common in social medias, but it's not supposed to be happening when you're trying to disclose information. And so it runs into a lot of problems, which
you are very right. You are very right.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wish I wasn't. I wish it could have been in a different way, but yeah, it's bleeding through into a lot of different things, and how people think that, you know, our society should be run. And they're going to find that things collapse really easily under these principles. It was, these are not values that they're providing to their nation. They would never do that. They don't want to see their nation collapse. We don't have anyone that's looking out for us. And it's unfortunate there are people that could, but they never did, and they probably never will, because they got their piece of the pie, and that's all that they're interested in. And so, and then there's people that have come in and grabbed a hold of the social media saying it was taken advantage of, like Elon Musk did. But has he really resolved anything, or is he just brought in his perspective of things and what he decided he should have or should not have? And there's still a lot of nonsense on that as well. But, I guess that's part of the entertainment industry where people want to normalize. It's all been a big decision, but it is from a greater perspective. If you zoom out of it with a lens, you'll see that Monarch is, here again, we get back to the corporations again.
But give me a second, they are everywhere. What the heck?
Yeah. Monarch is everywhere. Mobius is got the grid on to survey everything.
Monarch in cooperation with Mobius. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then we have all of these other, was a Murkoff, and then we have Ruvik, who's involved with politics in the U.S. I mean, it's a real mess. I mean, if we don't, it's a good thing that we at least got one of them, Shah House, minimizing some of the problems and distractions that the ACIO has been working on collaboratively with Unit 374 and whoever else, whether it's SUSO or some other group that they've been outsourcing with. So, I mean, we're doing our best to provide this information. I know some people don't really understand fully what we're doing, or if this is just a show for entertainment. No, it's not.
And that's my question. If this is it, give me a second. If it will be show for entertainment, we will just make, or let's say bring good news. Am I right?
Right. Only good news and things that make people feel good. And I mean, there are shows. I think it is necessary to have, like, someone that talks about helping people to relax or deal with their problems, or, that it's just not our platform. It's not what we're doing. But so we try to provide our perspective, our information, and the work that we have been focused on since I've met you, Peter. You have been discussing Monarch and Mobius. Some of the other corporations have
Murkoff, definitely. Murkoff too. Yeah.
Murkoff, yeah. Monarch, Mobius, Murkoff, and Rainstorm Corporation kind of came in a little later.
Was pretty much Umbrella,
Shah
just
House.
by the way.
It's Umbrella, yeah. And Umbrella had a huge impact on the world, locked down everybody. And so we're trying to show you the groups that are the very much behind the scenes, but the greatest influence of these problems. And for those that are operating on a soldier level, we appreciate your help, and that's what we're here for. We're here to provide the intel for those specific people, and those also that are concerned, that are prayer warriors, those that have a strong sense of positive intentions and can help move us out of these problems as we identify these problems, help us to move in that direction. So I want to get back, Peter, if you don't mind, and talk about these mushroom clouds, because it seems like there's a trend here, even though it's spread out a bit. But I started to research it, and and we kind of got into TikTok. But this came up recently, so people are wondering, like, it looked like a bomb, but nobody really felt anything or nothing that was really noticeable. And this had happened in Moscow in 2023 in August. And there was a mushroom cloud there. And then there was This had happened. This was in 2016. That looks like a bomb as well. They said it was only a microburst, but one hell of a microburst.
Great, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Here's another one, Alabama. Here's another mushroom cloud. So we have all these mushroom clouds typically associated with, or here's a volcanic one.
Yeah.
But associated with atomic bombing, like here is Nagasaki. Why don't we do it like this so you can actually see them?
Give me a second.
And
this is way too different. But so many people don't believe that. And
okay,
this is
so
it.
They look. It behaves. Look how old that is, right?
Yeah, you are right.
1798. And showing the movement of them. This one is in Bikini Atoll in 1954.
Yeah.
So look at that, right?
Yeah. You are right.
Castle Bravo hydrogen bomb test. This is
That
Castle
was
Romeo.
crazy. Yeah, you are right.
Castle Union hydrogen bomb. Crosswords Baker test. 21 kiloton. This is 225 kiloton greenhouse George test. And you get to see all the level. So why is this happening?
What do you mean by why it is? You know, that is the situation.
And
because nobody wants to believe that. Nobody's believing that.
Are these bombs actually happening in like, is this a bleed through, or what is actually happening?
Give me a second. It is a bleed through, but that's the main part of the problem. Who the hell believes in bleed throughs? No, give me a second. Who? Almost nobody, and that's the problem.
I said that here is a problem right here, and I've been talking about it for years. People kind of say, oh, it's not a big deal. And I said, I keep on seeing it. Why do I keep seeing it? And then the TV show came out.
Fallout.
And I said, I know Fallout. I know that they're doing this. I know it. It's still taking place and it's affecting us right now.
I know.
And that's when we had talked.
This is my my problem with the whole situation, right? How in the world those people are, or let's say, they're not believing us, and we've been talking it for years, and like, nah, I don't believe that, and all kind of the situation, what the heck? It's so crazy.
Well, we've been talking about the ghouls. We just recently talked about the ghouls that there was a woman that I know that lives out in Nevada, and this is like one of the ghouls right here.
Yeah.
And I've seen it. We were talking, and then you talked about the ghouls, and then, like I said, the TV show
how you can define ghouls. It is like somebody who is pretty much eating people, or what so forth.
Or they can't die, right? They're part of like the undead. Kind of like a zombie.
Give me a second. They can't die?
If they get in the show, they have some kind of regeneration where if someone blows off or cuts their arm, grows back.
Yeah, give me a second. I saw certain people be in my lab like that, but did they become ghouls? Because you can do whatever you want with them. They can be in the center, in the epicenter, or let's say ground zero of crazy explosion, and they're like, I was like, what? This doesn't make any sense. This guy, or let's say this woman, it should be, he or she should be gone, like, period. Do you know what I mean? And it is like, she's not, or let's say he's not. Oh my God.
So this guy is him. He becomes him. The story is based on his experience.
Oh my God.
But the soul is not right. You know what I mean? You don't really see that this guy has a soul at that point.
Yeah.
And he hunts people. And yeah, there's probably the cannibalism is also another element of it. But this is playing out still.
That they are eating people. Ghouls, I mean. Give me a second. Not regularly, but let's say from time to time. Do you know what I mean?
They've got that underground city in Las Vegas. I'm sure that.
Give me a second. What the heck else they will live? Only underground. That's it.
So these are people that, you know, and they come above ground and then they work in these places. They say there's an estimated 1,500, it's probably more, and they call it a labyrinth of tunnels.
Yeah.
You see that?
Where the heck is this?
Las Vegas.
Do you know what? I completely believe that. I believe that. Give me a second. I believe that.
That's only one article, but what does it actually look like under there? You know, it's hard to tell. I mean, do people actually go in there?
Okay, I will tell you something. They really are preparing themselves for worst case scenario.
Right. See this with all the water and everything. Now, I told you that I had a dream. I was in a place like that. No, I had a vision. I was in a place sort of like this. It was partially, see if I can open it. No, it won't let me open it. It was partially filled with water, and it had all sorts of like cables and things like that. And you said that was connected to a dam.
Yeah, definitely.
So you said that they had brought me into this dam for whatever reason. I don't know, was that for a my lab or for military?
Oh, that's a question, but I know what you are thinking. Yeah, I know. My.
Yeah, and there was someone else we talked to that was in a military plane, but you said it was like a helicopter.
Yeah.
And you said that it was not military, it was something else.
Yeah, you are goddamn right.
So there's a lot of activity, and who's doing this? Who's creating this?
Who is creating this maze? Try to guess who. Monarch. They are behind all kind of the crazy crap. And let's say they made, how can I say it, a unified model of those kind of cities for Mobius, because Mobius wants to have any kind of sort of, let's say, new matrix. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, so they're probably wanting to get rid of soldiers and get rid of people that are giving them a hard time,
they know
right?
Too much. Give me a second. People, they know too much. They know too much.
Yep. And these people come above ground. They whether they're making money by dealing illegal things, you know, to try to sustain themselves. They have to obviously get food and whatever you have. But I feel like there's more to this. Like there's almost like an overlay related to it.
Yeah.
And or as a result of Fallout.
Yeah, you are right. They are pretty much preparing for all kind of the, let's say, all case of scenarios. Yeah.
Right.
But you know, they don't. They are not counting with one thing, and this thing is. It's like, what the heck is that? And this is it. You know, all the kind of this situation, and I'm like, what the heck is this? Because they've got tremendous amounts of bleed-throughs. You know what I mean?
Right. So that they're creating many different options of how the Earth should get destroyed. Something like that.
If you want to call it that way, why in the world not?
Many
Sorry,
different
I shouldn't laugh. This is nervous laugh. Okay.
Yeah, because some people like there's the zombie apocalypse. There's the Fallout scenario. I'm feeling the Fallout scenario is very strong. I don't see the zombie stuff very much, but the Fallout stuff is like within reach for a seer.
Yeah.
You know, and you can
right.
see the ghouls are like present here, and they're showing up a little bit in the city. Like people can kind of see them in the cities. They don't know what they are. They think they're regular humans that just had a rough time, you know.
Yeah.
But they're not. They have superpowers in a way, right? Because they're not human. They're not from our reality. And that's the part of the problem. So while we're fighting off Shah House, this stuff is you know, they're fighting us in different ways, right? So I wanted people to be aware of it.
Yeah, you are right.
Regarding all of these mushroom clouds and everything, so that kind of stuff, it's showing up in different areas. There's one in Russia. There was one, you know, like I said, there was one in Florida, that's Smyrna Beach. This one happened, it's 2023 in Moscow. This one happened in Alabama in 2018. This one happened in Phoenix, but there's probably more. I just looked briefly and saw there was a trend, 2016. So all of these are just moments where there were these bleed-throughs of
yeah, you are
let's
right.
say it's a nuclear event happening.
You are calling it good. Nuclear event, yeah.
But only showing up as a microburst, which is a reflection.
Yeah,
like a mirror.
Right? Yeah, reflection. Yeah.
And it could appear like a microburst, but it's awfully like, you know, the formation of it is just so much of a replica to a nuclear event. Here again, you know, like people who, you know, say that they're psychic and they're they should be seeing and experiencing some of these things, but you don't really hear too many of them talk about anything like this. It's only like a small handful.
What do you think? Why?
Because I think that a lot of the people that are intuitive are being handled by the corporations, and that's what I'm struggling with. And
that's bad. Yeah.
Because they're bringing in actual, you know, like kind of distracting narratives. And I know these people have abilities, but their abilities are being misused for agendas.
Okay.
And
I don't want to say okay, but I'm just saying I understand. Okay.
And that's the ownership part, right? The handling, the puppeting, and then you know, they own you. They will demand something from you. There's an expectation, and if you don't comply, there's another problem. There'll be health issues We're seeing that happen with people too, that don't go along with certain things, that they will make it hard for them, but don't be a pawn. Use your abilities for any of their agendas. You're going to be sorry. There's going to be some problems with that, and we're trying to as we're trying to change and free people, it seems that people are running toward these corporations. They're defending them, they're protecting them. They don't even realize what they're doing, and I'm asking that people wake up to see through it. Because otherwise, as long as they own our reality, then they will make it harder and harder and harder until, that's why we got into this problem in the first place. What do you think, Peter?
Yeah, you are right. You nailed it. Exactly. That's the problem. It's
so going back to Shah House, thank you for letting us know about this victory with Heather Shah, but we need to watch out. Janet Shah is very active still.
Yeah, she's pain in the ass. Oh my God. Yeah, it's so crazy.
And Ruvik is very active.
Yeah, he's crazy too. Just by the way, he's crazy too. Yeah.
So that's Mobius, and also Mobius trying to reinsert their matrix around the planet. So if anyone hears about anything like that, disentangle from it. So you don't want to participate in that and be a part of it. Any other information, Peter, regarding because you've been on a mission? Is there anything that you want to disclose?
I think it's fine, at least from my point of view. What do you think, huh?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to stop here and because we kind of left the topic of tie wrap. We covered it quite a bit, but
we should make separate show about tie wrap. What do you think, yeah?
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that. Or what? Do you want to add anything? Just feel free to do so.
I want to say thank you for being on the show today, and I appreciate your time. And we'll continue to provide this information. By the way, for many of you, Galactic Talk with Taino, he has been doing quite a few shows with us. So if you want to tune into his channel, and you'll be able to see some of the latest updates of setting the record straight, and we're trying to clarify and create a strong division between the ACIO and those who claim that they're a part of our organization, and then coming in with teachings or information that is not either honest, truthful, or accurate, or is in compliance with some of the corporations. And we're trying to create a strong separation from that. And some may see it as not going along with the community. We were never welcomed in the community in the first place. So
no, we never were, and we will tell you why. Because we are here for our own and for truth. And people don't like to hear the truth. People only want to hear what they like. If you like it or not, that's true. And most of the people just want it to be famous. Like it or not, that's true. Am I right?
Right. Yeah. I got involved. I started doing radio because I knew that I wanted everyone to hear. I wanted it to be public because I felt like I was being attacked or being personally threatened since my childhood, and I just wanted to have that discussion, and it evolved into this. But I have always been truthful about, my origin, my name, my situations that people can verify. And I've put that level of criteria and honesty out there from the beginning. I will only work with people that have integrity, and that's why, I do work with Peter, because I know Peter. I can back what Peter's saying. And even though Peter doesn't show his face, which bothers people, but just because a person shows their face doesn't mean they're saying the truth about who they are and what their experience was. And so I can verify certain things. And you should expect the same. I mean, don't accept anything less than that. People should talk about what their true origin is, who they are, and verification of certain things. There are people that are verifying people's super soldier experience who are not qualified to do so. They don't have access to any particular data or information from any type of government
or database and so forth.
Database, yeah. There's no historical records that they're pulling from. It's just who they like or dislike is who they're verifying. And like I said, just because Peter did a session with someone doesn't mean that they become an expert in identifying who everyone is. Now, I work closely with Peter. I will confirm with Peter if I see something and he backs it up. But the others that are doing that, we can't back it. I'm sorry, we can't. We'd like to be like the nice person and say we go along with everything, but how does that help anyone if we're lying? It's not going to help anyone in the long run. Right now, it's uncomfortable for people, but the truth is the truth, and that's what's going to be solid in the end, and that's what we need. We need something that's very solid, because you want disclosure. Disclosure is not built on lies. It won't work.
It never worked, and it will never work. Yep.
Right. It might be good for influencing, but on the long run,
yeah,
for entertaining, and just as long as you understand the difference, you understand that these people are entertaining, or that they want, to tell you a whole bunch of war stories. That's fine if you understand what that is, because clearly those individuals, anyone could pick up war stories if you know enough people in the military. And Peter, there's a request from the military. You're not supposed to talk about your Call of Duties in different places that you've been to and what has transpired. But if you give some of that information to someone else to share that information, then you're not violating anything, but your story is getting out there. So if you know enough,
I never said like any part of year or let's say place, where it take place, when it take place. Do you know what I mean? And all kind of the details. That is exactly what you said. That is the main reason why I never get any so deep into any particular details. Yep, you are right.
Because you're not allowed to, or you compromise the situation. So if people can't do that, they might find someone. That's why you see a lot of people, they have all these war stories, and there's no possible way that they would experience them, and that's because they're getting it from other friends or information that's been passed to them, or research in other people's.
You are right. You are right.
So and I know this is an emotional thing for some people. I'm seeing people so irate that they start calling us names and all this other stuff. And I'm like, it's still, call me names, but it's still not going to help the situation. And I know that emotionally it's traumatizing, feeling that you believe something and that it turns out to be not true because you invested so much belief and I wasn't in a position to reveal it sooner, but it became so big that it got out of control.
Really out of control. Really out of control. Yeah.
But it still forced us to have to say something because we're seeing our name is being associated or tagged to some of these people, or these people are actually going out and saying that they're, discussing the ACIO as if they work with us. And then people get back to us saying, oh, so-and-so said this or so-and-so said that, and so this is the way you operate. And I'm like, no, it isn't the way we operate. And we never said that. So yeah, it's been kind of a long journey. We're more focused on trying to help the planet, and we've spent all that time doing so. But meanwhile, the people, the listeners, have bought into some of these stories. And one of these days, we're going to talk about this weird thing they associate us with Marduk or something, which I'm sorry I'm laughing, but it's just so weird. That is a weird thing. And Peter, you've never once said, hey, yeah, we're working with Marduk. It's never happened. So someone came up with this fantasy, and it's just like it's gotten so, this is the truth, and you're with Marduk right now, and I know you are. And I'm like, no, and I'm not with Santa Claus either. So, and I'm not saying Marduk didn't exist, but literally it's that much of a fantasy of relating to our organization.
That's so crazy. Sorry, I can't.
It's so weird. Let's kind of redirect and be sensible. I mean, if we are a part of something, we're going to say it. And I know then they also throw in the Black Sun scenario, like we're active in doing NAZI operations and all that. No, that's not true. We're talking about alternate realities that they existed in. We are not anti-Semitic or anti-anything. Let's have that clear. I'll say it over and over again.
We never been. I've got so many friends, very good people from Hebrew community. They are Jewish. They are fine. I love them. I mean, like, what the heck? I am not only anti-Semite, but anti, any kind of race. I am living in Australia, and there are so many races. And just by the way, they are Hebrew people too. I am traveling regularly to New Zealand, and in New Zealand, Hebrew people have a huge community. And pretty much, if you want to make a business, to open any sort of business, you need to loan money, and they are pretty much controlling the cash flow. And if you are not good on them, you can't start a business. It's bullshit, and I will not watch my language. I never was anti-Semite, and
I know that. Yeah.
Give me a second. And even they are watching the shows, our shows, and they were laughing that man, you never was anti-Semite, and I was like, if I will be, or if I was, or where, or but so forth, I will not be invited in their feasts. This was so crazy.
But we're not anti-German either. And I have a lot of friends that are also German that are wonderful people. And we need to stop pointing fingers and saying that they're evil because of, one military regime. Because, in France, they had Napoleon. In Greece, they had, Alexander. The Ottoman Empire tore through a lot. Genghis Khan went through. I mean, it's not like we hate every single group. There's been a lot of violence and warfare, but still the people never had a choice. The individuals, keep in mind, leadership, we can disagree with leadership, but don't punish the people that didn't have a choice.
You are right. It is pretty much like U.S. is making military operations, and what? Should I go to U.S. and say how crazy bad they are? What the heck is that?
We agree with you. We agree with you. They're oppressing people. I don't like it at all. And it's not even for the sake of protecting the United States. It's for the sake of protecting their own personal investments, which we benefit nothing from it. We're losing money. Americans are struggling right now because they're seeing money's going out to everything else except for our roads, our cities, to any type of safety or
educational system, medical system.
Educational. Right? Yes. Right, Peter. So let's get rid of some of these strange accusations. Let's try to have some.
I hate ideologies. Like, just because you are Jewish, just because you are Arabic, just because you are black from Africa,
Right.
like, what the heck is that? Just because you are Hindi, like from
German.
India, or Asian
Yeah.
from, I don't know, either China or I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of wonderful Chinese people. That's not their fault that they have these. Like that leadership is very controlling and domineering.
Yep.
And the same with ours. Even though in the United States it looks like, oh yeah, he's not dominating. Yes, he is. He's very domineering. He is dictating a certain type of lifestyle and control system that is restrictive, and so it's happening around the world. Let's join together in recognizing each other's culture, and we're all in the same situation with a world being at unrest and people having their fingers hovering over the red button. We need to really wake up and see what's important instead of trying to.
I mean, those sweating finger, or let's say fingers over the red button, and I saw it on my own eyes for plenty of times, and I was like, oh my God, this will not end up well. And it really happened. Just by the way, a red button, aka they will start to quotes into quotes total war, what means World War III, just by the way, because they don't want the let's say top ranked military officers, they hate to use term World War III or Third World War, because it's like, oh my God, World War, do you know what I mean? Common people will hate it. So rather than that, they started to use term quotes in quotes total war, and that is the stuff. You know, it's absolutely crazy. Jeez. Oh my God. I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's something we need to have priorities that are meaningful. And I know cognitive dissonance, people want to focus on, whether it's comedians or entertainers or something that they can imagine is their escape route for something, and separation from reality, because the reality is not really comfortable right now. For a lot of people, it's getting a little better since we're out of the lockdown scenario, but still, it's not, we're not really clear. I mean, it's just passive right now, where there's other things going on behind the scenes. So what is important? Important is the protection of humanity. The importance is the protection from these corporations that have gained power over time, while humanity was sleeping and didn't realize that they were being influenced. And but as I said, we still have to identify and separate some of the different things that are going on. And also, the big issue too is the 15th Division, which I'm not a part of the 15th Division. Peter is over I'm in the 6th Division. Peter's in the 12th Division.
12th,
but the 15th Division doesn't want, lies going on about, what actually happened there and what their purpose was. So if you are not a part of the 15th Division, you should not be going out there and talking about what happened at Wingmakers. I'm just saying, for the sake of.
And just by the way, if you really are not in Wingmakers, who the heck know who are Wingmakers? I don't want to say who are Wingmakers. I'm just saying, do you know what I mean? It's so crazy. Oh my God. It's
I mean, crazy. Wingmakers are a very they're a specific group.
Jessica, let's don't talk about them.
Well, I'm just saying that people are going out there and they're still talking about it as if that they have full knowledge of it. And if they're not actually identified as part of the 15th Division, they really shouldn't be doing it. There will be repercussions to it, because not that we're doing anything personally, me or Peter, but I'm saying that they're starting to crack down on information regarding the different divisions. And it's just advisable that people stay away from something that they don't fully understand or know, and they don't like poor representation or fabrication of or distortion of their information. So we'll just keep it there. So, and as part of the ACIO, and Peter is clearly stated, and we are kind of safeguarding some of those different divisions who do not have current representatives here, that at least not that I've been informed about. So if they're not, then it shouldn't be really talked about except for when Peter brings it up. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay. So and with that said, Galactic Talk, we'll put a link in there for people that want to connect in and look up all of the setting the record straight. Some people have their opinion about what we're providing, but we're trying to just set the record straight and to create that clarity. And it's okay, give your opinion. Just name calling and all that doesn't really get anywhere. But if you have a true concern, and we understand that too, in the process, we're willing to work with people to try to explain and understand. For example, someone asked us, who's paying for us to do all this? Like, in other words, we're sold or bought out to someone, and no one's paying us. I don't get, Peter, since I've known you, have you ever given me a single dime or penny or anything?
Nope.
Nothing. Nothing. Anything that I have paid for has been out of my own hard work or pocket. The ACIO is not providing. I mean, generally, a lot of the staff, if you can correct me if I'm wrong.
You are right.
A lot of the staff are like ETs or hybrids or combination, and they don't need money from anyone, right?
Yeah.
So, just to clarify that no one is dictating anything to us. We are just doing our work and doing our part to help humanity, and that's it. And so, and you notice I don't beg people. I don't tell everyone, oh, I'm sick, I need money, I need this and that. No. I mean, if people want to donate, we do appreciate it, because
but this is it. If they want, okay, this is a big difference.
But not pressure. Yeah, we won't. We don't want to put together a site where people have to come in and pay just to view some of our secret information. No, that's it. Anyone that does that, I don't know. I really, personally, I don't know what they would have. But regarding the ACIO, it is meant to inform people and get people up to speed of what's happening. So it would be counterproductive for us to be in a private group.
Yeah,
like that.
You are very right. And it is like we are doing it for good, as you said, for good of humanity, for sake of humanity, as you said. Not for our sake, So many people asked me after the session, like what do you charge? So how much I owe you? And I was like, what do you mean? I never asked any sort of penny.
You have never taken a single penny from anyone. I have, only because I have to justify my time in order to continue doing this. And Peter, you're in a different situation since you have the military background. And I've always been transparent about that. I've never hid, but I believe that, some people were trying to charge like $500 just for advice regarding what they said was Peter's information. And first of all, it wasn't Peter's information. Second of all, it was quite a bit of money. I could do that. I could say, I'm someone really important and charged a lot, but I have kept this price for about 20 years. Honestly, it's been about that long. And have I financially had it difficult? Sure, I have. But so with that said, I just want to say thank you, Peter, for being here today.
So I want to say big thank you, Jessica, for giving me the opportunity to be on your channel. And I'm really looking forward for being here next time. I want to say big thank you for patience of all of our regular and maybe not so regular listeners to that they stay with us till the very end of the show. Stay safe, stay fine, and till next time. Bye bye.
And thank you everyone for being here. Well, as I said, we'll try to keep everyone informed. Have a good day, stay healthy, and be well.
You have been watching Disclosures. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Visit www.acio-official.org and www.readingsbyarael.com to book a private session with Jessica. Feel free to support our work. All links can be found in the description. Thank you, and until next time.